Welcome to Man of Steel Fan Gives Hope, the Facebook page on YouTube. I was actually going to do this tomorrow, this video. I was going to do it in the car, went to work early and do stuff, but other things to do, and I watched this wee video, film got made or something, again it was attacking Collider, because it's slowly really becoming that along with Batman on film, where they're getting this sort of news to biased YouTube channels and web page, my opinion anyway. And they're talking about, the credits for Joss Whedon writing, and again they're trying to dish everything that Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio has written. And of course John Snaps has got it bad for everyone, and I don't even know who the other guy is. And Snaps just says, oh, he's probably done now when they're saying all this, they say, I don't know, and they're saying, oh, he must have wrote about 50 pages, and probably they're trying to be nice to Zack by giving him still all this credit. I mean, I don't know if they're just kissing, they're trying to shook up to Joss Whedon's ass, or they can't just give credit where it's due. Because if you look at how the film is made, you will see, yes, Joss Whedon has got credit for writing, so has Chris Terrio, and so has Zack Snyder. Now, before I'd watched this, my main argument was going to be, and as I said, as you may have seen all on the other videos, I'm not a big fan of Joss Whedon, right? And the reason what put me off him was just a wee video that he did for Serenity, and he just looked like a baby that lost his rattle, because the show was cancelled on him when he was taking a huff. And I find this film's directed more towards teenagers more than anything. So I've not really warmed up to his way of filmmaking, even though I maybe watched some of his TV shows. But so his personal life, of course, is getting run through the mill, and that shouldn't have any effect on what he does. Okay, it doesn't. I mean, I like a lot of actors when they're in the film. I like them in the films and stuff, even though I know they're a bit of a tit in real life. But that won't stop me going to see a film. I know people that can't stand that Eddie Murphy and will not go and see an Eddie Murphy film. But for me, they probably don't like him as a person, but for me, it doesn't matter as long as they present the story good. That's all fine by me. The personal life is the personal life. So, and what my original argument was going to be is, if you've got an actor and that actor gets one line, he is then paid more money than the ones that didn't have that one line. He's also going to get a credit or a character name, and not just like witness number 1, witness number 2. He will have a character's name because he had said a line or some. That's my view anyway. Maybe not. Maybe he says one line, he'll still be called witness number 2 or something. But for me, because he'd said a line, there's more credit there for him, and there's more money for him. And for me, Joss stepped in to give his friend Zack a helping hand, and he stepped in and he helped maybe fine tune wee little things bit there, so it doesn't matter how much of the writing or the script he's done. the major story was originally written by Terrio. He's came in. Then, so after seeing that and after seeing John Snapchat, I used to love him and I used to love John Campea, and then they just, I don't know, maybe, I don't, you know, and this is me who tried to defend this YouTube channel, and now, and I see people making videos and saying, why are you constantly attacking John Campea? Why are you attacking Collider? It's because we're getting some of us wakening up to see what they're really like. So I came across this article and I thought, wow, this should be everywhere. And I'll read it out to you. Every other week now, we have some rumours regarding the future of the DCEU. It's always something with the Batman, something with Joss Whedon's involvement with Justice League or lack thereof, or whatever other story you consistently read about. Sometimes they're not true, sometimes they are. That's the case with most rumours. As is this case with the latest set, you should take them with a grain of salt. So take whatever I'm saying again with a grain of salt. So again, it's not verified or whatever. Someone who claims to be high up in the production of Justice League, apparently sick of the rumours, so he's going to set things straight with more rumours. See, now you question it, so don't take this to heart, don't take it to bed. We wish this, what I'm about to read, was something that a Warner Brothers executive or whatever came out and said this is our official statement. But again, as I said before, they shouldn't need to do this. No other studio needs to do this. But again, DCU, yep, and a lot of people were starting, even the smartest ones, even critics now, are starting to realise there is a hate campaign. There is on it. Me personally, I just believe that because Marvel has had this long history thing, and it's more easy to hate than to like, and it's more easier to get clickbaits by putting negative stuff on the DCU. It's not a hate campaign. They probably go out and love it, but in order to get their pennies, they'll put something negative to it. Anyway, so I'll read on. So, what's Whedon doing? He's been hired to basically rework dialogue. Most scenes where the characters are standing around and talking, like batcave scenes, have been reworked. Terrio had used dialogue that had a lot of metaphors, probably as dark as Batman v Superman, but when watching a cut, they found it felt too formal and didn't work with a group. That were meant and didn't work with a group that were meant to become friends. It also didn't test too well with early test audiences, so they decided to change it. Snyder asked Warner Brothers to let Whedon come in and help redo these scenes, and Snyder thought Whedon was able to capture this better than himself. Snyder was meant to direct this before his family tragedy, and with Whedon on board already, they asked him to direct. The writer's credit won't be passed by WGA, it's just a way of Warner Brothers getting people excited as they think Joss is a big part of the movie when he really isn't. Cyborg is getting a massive overhaul. In the film, he was an incredibly dark character whose character was defined by his accident and hating his dad, only having a slightly happy moment with his father after they rescue him. They've done it to him pretending to be fine around people, but being dark on the inside, only to find camaraderie among the Justice League and finally feeling normal. Deathstroke has been cut, other than a mention by Alfred to Bruce, as Reeves doesn't want to use Deathstroke in his first Batman, so a setup this early would be useless. The movie had plenty of references to Darkseid by name, but this has been changed to things like My Master from Steppenwolf, as they want to use less of him to make the final part of the film have a bigger payoff. Darkseid killing Steppenwolf on his return to Apocalypse. It's spoilers after this, but again, take all this grain of salt. If you guys want to know anything else, I'll let you know what I know. Obviously, this is pretty interesting, as every other week we're subjected to reports by the alleged involvement with Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon. It's also interesting that it's said Justice League will set up Man of Steel 2. I guess we'll know the truth in a little over 2 months. God, that's what happens when you get it. So, yeah, that was an interesting read, and a lot of us probably already had been thinking that. They watched it, and I have said this and I know I've said this before. You watch my early videos, and you'll just see me saying, they've made the film, they've watched it, and it's not gelling as well as it should. I'm sorry if this camera's shaking, it's on my leg. And it's not gelling as well as they should. So what they do is they just fine tune it. They go back and they either add a wee scene here or there, just to smooth the story over. Because what happens on a piece of paper or in somebody's head isn't the same when you actually get to read it all or watch it all after you've made something and you went, okay, it worked alright in my head, but now I'm realising it's not working for anybody else, so we'll need to do this again. And Zack Snyder has it said there he was going to direct those reshoots, but he just felt like and so it should be his kids and his family take centre stage. And he felt nothing wrong with Joss Whedon stepping in. And that again enhances why Joss Whedon has been given credit for writing, because what he done was take Chris Terrio and Zack Snyder's work and added a few wee dialogues, and so he's basically working off of somebody else's story, and he's just, it's like first draft, second draft, or an editor. He's basically doing an edit. He's adding things or taking away things and stuff over Zack Snyder's vision. And that's why Zack Snyder, after watching the film himself, I thought, no, I need to change things here. So again, giving Zack Snyder the great thing about being a director. But sadly enough, Collider doesn't look into that. All they see is Marvel and Kevin Feige, and anything else that isn't theirs, they're not willing to investigate. And strangely enough, a lot of people write into these programs. I'm not just talking about Collider, but I'm talking about everybody, and they're asking these people for answers or queries on what they think, probably, kidding themselves that they're not biased, and they're asking these people when they could have just done some research and found out their answer themselves. So yeah, as I said, so I'll end this again on a positive note. Listen, give Joss Whedon a wee bit of credit. He's helped Zack out. Okay, and coming from somebody that's lost his family, I know what it's like to to carry on and try to go to work and pretend something's normal but isn't. These sort of things will stay with Zack for the rest of his life, and at that time he's just needing a break, and he's done his, for a good DC fan that he is, he worked his way through a film that he felt passionate about and he knew his fans were passionate about. But in the end, his heart was given in and he had to be with his family. So he got Joss, who he knew could write dialogues that knew the characters of Batman and Superman. Okay? Probably more so than Terrio. So he asked him to help. So yeah, let's give him some credit. Let's give them all credits. Whoever worked on the film, let's give them credits. So just ignore all these other YouTube pages. I'm not saying no, I ignore them and just listen to me. But just listen to yourself. So this is Man of Steel, Fan Gives Hope, asking you, stay positive out there. Thank you.